Hello. Hello, hopefully you can hear me. I assume you can hear me. Good. Lone says sound and vision. I don't know if that sound and vision's working or not working, Lone. Thanks, Beauty Love Creative. Hello, Michael. Hello, Leo. Enjoy your film. Hello, Lone, as well. Hello, Beauty Love Creative. Nothing too exciting to start with. I just need to run the hose pipe round the garden for a couple of minutes because we're promised rain, but it didn't arrive. Well, it did this morning for all of 10 minutes. So it's I'll just need to literally go around and just top up the baskets. I'll do that while we're still waiting for a few more people to come in. I'm not taking the chat phone because I'll probably cover it in water, but just put those bubbles on. Believe it or not, there is madness to. Is that the right way? Madness? I don't think there is madness. I think there is reason to this madness rather than madness to this reason. Right, so you might, the audio might just drop off for a sec while I just come up the back of the garden. If you can still hear me, all I'm just doing is topping up the pots. They did get watered this morning, so this is just a quick top up. Oh, my sunflowers are looking a bit droopy. I can't see if anyone else has come in. Can't see anyone. I should be back in audio distance. So all I'm doing is the essentials. Baskets, pots, troughs. Also water the fuchsias and the salvias we did the other day in here. It's a nice evening now anyway. And go back to the bottle brush plant. And the, I don't know if you'd see that, you'll see something white, presumably. It's a peacock orchid. Give the snapdragons a bit of water because they're looking a bit dry. Hope everyone's having a good evening. If you're having an evening, or good afternoon if it's afternoon, or good morning, it's morning. Just going to, I'm just going to put this on hold, and I'm just going to put some water into the base of the fuchsias. So I'll leave that running for 5 minutes or so. Right, I shall back at the chat and see what's happened in my absence. Strawberry fields, alley. It's a nice evening here. We were promised sort of stormy rain yesterday and today, and all we've had is 10 minutes of rain, so that's 10 minutes in sort of, I think we're up to about 8 or 9 weeks now. Oh, I see Leo's gone off to the cinema. Right, good evening everyone. Welcome to the garden on I think it's Tuesday evening here. It is coming up to 7:30. Been another warm, dry day apart from the 10 minutes of rain. So I'm just catching up with the day. Everything is very dry in the garden, as you can imagine. There's lots of watering going on, but the watering isn't really making much headway. It's just literally keeping stuff just about alive. In fact, if I pan up from the fuchsias you're looking at, you'll be able to see what a gorgeous evening it is here. Let's we almost disabled the ice cream van then for a second. I think I may have found a way to get the ice cream van to appear for members over on YouTube. One might have to try that. What am I doing? Concentrate. Doing that one. Okay, right. So we pan to the right and we pan up. Assuming we know which way is up. Yeah, there you go. Up, 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 up. And to the right. To the right a bit more. You see what a beautiful evening it is. So, what are we doing? Hello, two women. The plan for this evening, if anyone was here last Monday, we did a Hedgehog watch along, which was a disaster. Well, it was a good stream, but it was a disaster in terms of we didn't see any hedgehogs. I made the decision to stream again to see if we could see hedgehogs tonight, on the basis the forecast said it was going to rain all day, and I thought, if it rains all day, there'll be loads of slugs and snails out, so the hedgehogs will be out eating the slugs and snails. And as you can see from the sky, does that look like it's about to rain? But I was committed to run this anyway, so we carry on. So we'll sit it out. Whether we sit it out as long as last time, I don't know, but we'll certainly sit it out to dusk. Dusk is tonight at sometime about 9 o'clock. And for anyone Christians trying to cause trouble by snitching on people who are hiding honey. What we're looking for, anyone in the, a lot of people will know this, but I should have really done this last week, to be honest. Top left is what a hedgehog looks like. So if you've never seen a hedgehog, that's what we're looking for. Hedgehogs actually do have legs. You can't see them there. They do have legs, but yeah, they're a pretty healthy looking hedgehog, because a lot of hedgehogs get mange and fleas and all sorts. So that's what we're looking for. So if anyone sees one of those tonight, let me know. A shrew with spiky fur, yeah. It's got a very much shrew-like face. They're a lot bigger than shrew. The hedgehog is probably, well, a full-grown adult hedgehog, probably about 8 inches long. Might even be a bit more than that. 8-10 inches long would be an adult hedgehog. Compared to shrew would be a couple of inches probably. So that's what we're looking for. And I've just done something I shouldn't do there. That's that one. Reopen that one. And we'll excuse me. Take the edge off for a second. And we'll pan back down. No, I don't want the hedgehog picture again, thank you. So we'll come back down. And we'll come back across. Well, what not supposed to have done that. Okay. Right, now the that chaos is out the way. Yep. Get back to some sort of normality. Hello, Tinker. Yeah, I don't know if that's you just watered the garden. I've just watered the garden. In fact, the hose is still running out there. Mustn't forget that. Yeah, Ali, they do. Yeah, they do look like a echidna. Echidna. Something like that. Echidna. Something like that. Yeah, they are similar looking, but yeah. Let me just move that hose pipe before I forget, because otherwise it'll be on all evening. The only reason I've run this for so long is it's watering, putting a lot of water into where the roots for the fuchsias are. Oh. Don't need to water this because I watered this morning, and it will get watered again in the tomorrow morning. So I think that'll do for the watering this evening. Come back and see what's happening. Anyway, I don't know if I said hello, Christian, but hello, Christian. Yeah, welcome along. It's nice, just chill evening. We'll sit and have a watch. I've got some new solar lights I'm going to put around the garden as well. Oh, hello, Waterford Wizard. Thank you very much for the subscription. It's very generous of you. I should really come and introduce, wave at you, so at least you know who you're subscribing to, shouldn't I? Hello. Thank you much, Waterford. So we'll do the usual admin stuff, and then I'll take you for a bit of a wander around this end of the garden. We're on restricted distance today. Certainly do, Waterford. It's good fun though. That's what I would say. So we'll do some admin stuff, and then we'll show you around the garden. I'm trying to do a few more of these evening streams. especially for our North American friends, because obviously we usually stream Sunday lunchtimes about 11 o'clock in the UK, which is obviously early breakfast time in North America. So it's not always the best time for folks over there. So I'm trying to fit in some of these evening streams as and when. But anyone who's new to the channel, you're looking at the garden, country style garden. We're in the northern part of England. Nearest place would be York. We're predominantly a YouTube channel. We post on there every day, and but we live stream YouTube and Twitch. So if you're new to the channel and you're trying to work out who I'm talking to both YouTube and Twitch. Thanks to all the subscribers and members over on YouTube, and again thanks for the followers and subs over on Twitch. Members over on channel members over on YouTube. If you don't know, you've got some new or newish emotes, direct copies of what Twitch has got for some of their emotes. So I'm trying to make sure that both platforms get the same sort of level of service. Twitch viewers, the subscriptions over on this channel, you had free viewing on the channel, plus you get the emotes and the usual sort of stuff. The channel's not out to make oodles and noodles of money, but anything anyone gives to the channel stays within the channel. It's in a separate bank account, so any gifting I do elsewhere that you might see me doing is separate to the channel's accounts. See, Christian's found some of the emotes. Yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, next week. Waterford's asked a question. I'll come back to next week in a sec. Waterford's asked how managing that rain. Just by a lot of watering. We have lost some plants, but over the years we've tended to be going more for drought-resistant plants because it's becoming more and more difficult during the summer. So literally, the garden's been watered mainly in the mornings, first thing, but then topped up in the evening, baskets and troughs and so on, or anything that looks like it needs a drink. So that's how we're surviving. It literally is the case now. The garden should be fantastic now, but it's really struggling because the drought. It's not just here; it's the whole of England this year. We had a drought last year, but it's the whole of England, and a few days of rain won't do much, I don't think. Now we need a week, 10 days of steady rain now, just to bring the garden back. We've still got time. If it was to rain this week now, for a whole week, it would look really good in the autumn. The garden would come back, everything would come back into flower. But I have my doubts now. Everything's struggling a bit, so we're just trying to keep stuff alive. Talking of next week, anyone in the UK or Europe will know. Don't know about anywhere else in the world, but there is a solar eclipse next week on Wednesday evening here. Where we are here, we will see, I think, 91% of it. I think Lone will have a few more percent than that. So we'll be running a stream next. Well, next stream will be Sunday as usual time, but we'll be running a bonus stream next Wednesday, doing the solar eclipse. It's the timing of that, I can tell you, will be between about 6 and 8 p.m. in the evening here in the UK. It will finish at 8 p.m. because I've got something else to do at 8 p.m. But the totality of the eclipse, or in our case, we'll have 91%. Will be about, I think it's just after 7 o'clock our time in the evening. You see, Waterford might see 95%, and they're in Shropshire. So the further west you go, you're going to have more. You're going to see more of it. Even in the 90%, it's still pretty impressive. A few years ago, I can't remember what percentage that was, but I think that might have been about the same, about 90, and I found it fascinating, not so much because of the eclipse side of it, but just the atmosphere totally changes and then changes back. So the plan for next Wednesday is to run that sort of 2-hour stream from about 6 till 8. I'm planning on having one camera on the garden and one camera on the sun, assuming it's clear that night. We'll just have to hope. I mean, it's been sunny and clear virtually every day for the last 8 weeks, so it'd be Murphy's Law that it's cloudy and rainy next Wednesday. If we have problems next Wednesday on the solar eclipse, Thursday and Friday next week are the Perseid meteor shower, which we covered last year. I think we actually got one of the meteors last year on screen. So if we struggle with the solar eclipse on Wednesday, we'll do a meteor shower on the Thursday or the Friday in compensation. So there will be some sort of skybound stream next week, but that's the plan for the middle of next week. I just thought I'd let everyone know. Hello, Zab. Good to see you. Have you? The ice cream van's working, Zab. Well, I think it is. But I don't know if you've got enough points for an ice cream yet. Oh, sorry, Zab. Well, think of your waistline if you haven't got enough channel points to summon the ice cream van. So that's the plans over the next week for the channel. You will see posts about what we're doing. Thank you, Archiles, and thanks for being here, Archiles. Hope you're enjoying an evening, not going to the cinema. Yeah, Loans put in there that yeah, they missed totality by a few hundred miles. Yeah, I think I'm not sure where in Europe. I think Portugal, I think, is going to see the totality, and the sort of the Spanish islands off the coast of Portugal as well. So there are certain places in Europe that are going to see totality. I have gone to great expense and purchased a filter for the camera. What time is it for us next Wednesday? It starts at 6, finishes at 8, and the peak of the eclipse is, I think, 7. It's just after 7 o'clock. I think it's something like 7:03 or something. Yeah, welcome in MZ over on Twitch, saying their sisters travelling to Spain to see it. Do you have special glasses? I've got special glasses, yes, for it. And actually the same material as glasses will be on the front of the camera that we're going to use. Yeah, so the camera at the back will be showing the garden as we go into dusk and then come through dawn in a few minutes. And then I'm going to have the sun will actually be at the front of the house, which I don't normally film, but I can film the sky from my office at the front. So that's where I'm going to be based. I won't be based in the garden at the back here. I'll be based in my office, and then we can film the sun from there, assuming the sun's out and it's not cloudy and rainy. So even though we don't have totality here, it is an interesting experience. So we'll give it a go. What have we got to lose? Nothing really. So So that's the plans for next week. But as I say, if we don't get this, if we don't, because of the weather, if we don't get the solar eclipse here, we'll try to do the Perseid meteor shower on Thursday or Friday as compensation. But if we do the Perseid meteor shower, it'll be later than that. That'll be something like a 9 o'clock start here in the evening. But we'll try. We'll certainly try for the solar eclipse. Right, that's enough waffle. Well, we've got some people here. I know we've got various people who don't see us on the. MZ London's asking where did I get. I actually got my glasses a long time ago just off Amazon. Don't have to be anything. I mean that's where they came from. I've probably still got the glasses from when we last had the solar eclipse from wherever that was. But they'll probably find the glasses all over the place in the next few days anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if all the major supermarkets start selling them. Because come Monday, all the major news outlets will be all over the news outlets next week in the UK. I would imagine certainly on the ground somewhere like the supermarkets is probably the best bet, because they'll probably be marketing it to have a solar eclipse party, won't they? With special solar eclipse buffet food, which in fact is the normal buffet food, but just with a solar eclipse on the packaging. Loans put up that the maximum of the eclipse is 7:05 in Edinburgh and 7:16 in Truro. Well, roughly we're halfway between Edinburgh and Truro, so we'd say it's going to be about 7:10 here. Yeah, next Wednesday, Sab. And Loden's put in the time of the peak, but it starts. It will start about an hour before and go for about an hour afterwards, as the moon passes over the sun. So that's the peak times that Loden's put in there. Right, as there are people here who aren't here normally on a Sunday when we do the garden tours. Let's do a quick garden tour this end of the garden and show you a few things we've got. Anyone who was here on Sunday and saw the garden tour, nothing much has changed. I'll take the chat phone with me so I can check on if there are any comments, but I might miss a few, so I can always read them back when I come back in. Just work out how much cable we're on. As I say, we're on slightly restricted cable because the cable's coming out of the house a different way tonight. So right, hold on tight, everyone. Yep. Right. Here we go. Anyone who was here for the Hedgehog watch along last week, good news is that Gnome has recovered from his hangover. So what we got to show you? This is the fuchsia you've been sat looking at. That's Rigatelli, I think. You got the geranium Roseanne. They're closing up for the night. That's why they're not fully open. What have we got over here? We've got a nice red sedum. Sedums are the ones where the water is stored in the leaves. we've got, that's the last remaining Beaujolais flower on the Scabiosa. Everything else has gone to the seed heads. We've got Lady Bacon fuchsias. We've got some cosmos. And some verbena. In fact, anyone who's here Sunday, you can see a lot of this verbena's literally finishing now. That was covered in those little blue flowers, but then we've got, you can see there's little patches where the flowers have gone over. We'll come along the central bed a bit more. Try to focus. Come on. Yeah, you want to. Come on. There one. That's a geum. Come along to the fuchsias. Lots of new flower buds on the fuchsia genie. But then that's the Lady Boothby, which goes all the way over there, over the way up there. Comes along here. Along here. It's a huge plant now. Try to work out what that is. That's about, it's about 12 foot long, that plant is now. So these are Lady Boothby. Anyone scared of spiders? There's a spider there, I won't show it. It's quieting down. When we filmed this on Sunday, there were bees all over it. It's quieting down as we enter sort of dusk. But it's come out of it. You see there are hundreds and hundreds of flowers in there. It's a stunning plant. And it's very easy to grow. Good for hedges or boundaries if you want something quick growing on the boundaries. Potentilla. I think it was lunchtime today, there was a video came out of Potentilla. There's a lot of this has started to go to seed. So that needs sort of trimming back. There's lots of stuff that is going to seed that needs trimming back. You can see on here the lavenders. This is English lavender that's lost its colour now. It's still got the smell. It's lost a lot of the colour. The ruffled hollyhocks have totally ruffled away. We've got some more summer bulbs starting to appear there. Everything is just looking a bit sort of dry and sad. These were the, in fact you can see some in there, campanula flowers, but everything's just struggling with the heat. Lavater, yeah, Lavatera there. What's we got? The gazanias are shut up for the night. This is the white plant I was on about earlier. This is a peacock orchid. This is in one of the troughs that one of the pots we did earlier in the year. Oh, we're in an ad break on Twitch, so we'll just pause for a sec. Yeah, Lone's calling the drunken gnome squiffy. we'll just wait for the that's to come over. Thanks to anyone who's got a sub to the channel on Twitch and not getting the ads. Apologies to anyone over on YouTube that is getting ads in the middle of a live stream. Nothing to do with me. Let's give you a proper view while we're waiting for the ads to come back. I must remember not to hold the actual camera, hold the base. It's starting to get a bit warm. Oh. Oh, right, I'm reconnected now. Yeah, so what was I saying? These are the peacock orchids we planted as bulbs this year. Quite pretty. There's quite a few bulbs starting to appear out of here. Because a lot of this stuff is, this is Sauropsis here that's starting to get past its best. We've still got the odd Aquilegia flower as well around. A bit surprising this time of year. And the snapdragons, we haven't got as many. If you look at the snapdragon plant, it's just looking a bit sorry for itself now. One or two still on there. See how much further we can go. We go a little bit further, I think. Not much. This is the pestamons, which look like little trumpets. And that's about as far as I can go up on the cable tonight. What else we got? We've got the hanging baskets there, either side, over there, and then through the back. I can probably zoom in actually. Let's see if I can zoom in without dropping you, because I did drop you on Sunday. Yeah, and then we'll come. So you can see at the back there, in the distance, you can see the yellow sunflowers. And then we've got the hanging baskets there, and over on the left. The hanging baskets have done okay this year, but obviously you've got a lot more control over their watering. Oh, there's a little bit of black cloud coming up. Ooh. Bit of rain would be exciting, wouldn't it? Apart from the cameras wouldn't like it. So that's the garden, or this end of the garden at the moment. I mean, it is just looking very, very dry. Really, the whole thing should be in full bloom at the moment. The plants have just reverted into, let's just survive. So we've got the other flower beds, we've got a few things still flowering. If you look really carefully, there's still lots of little daisies in here. So there are still quite a lot around. The front garden, the gravel garden at the front is looking pretty good actually, because that is pure alpine, sort of rockery gravel plants. So that's much more suited to the weather. I think think that's Armeria off the top of my head. So what it does show is that trying to grow anything other than drought tolerant plants is going to be very difficult in the UK in years to come. Just going to move the tripod over. Put the chat phone down so I don't drop you. Let's just, but yeah, find you somewhere comfortable. Bring the cable back in so if we do get any little visitors turn up, they're not shocked by something new lying around that looks like a snake. Hello Ali, hello Okie Dokie. I've lost the Twitch feed now on the phone. I've got it back now. Hello, OE Tiger. Oh, hello Sarah. Oh, we've been raided, hang on. Oh, sorry about that, I lost the signal on the phone. Wandering around the garden. Hello everyone. I'm Bear. I'm assuming it was Sarah that raided. Yeah, I was watching Sarah earlier this afternoon. So I won't go through the process of asking what you did today, Sarah. But if you want to describe it for everyone else, welcome in raiders. Welcome to the garden. Sarah's raided here before. In fact, last time Sarah raided, I was on my hands and knees just here, planting this bed up. So let's lift you up a little bit so you can see what we actually managed to achieve. Just lift up the for people coming in. What we're trying to do is a hedgehog watch along tonight. We tried it last week, but we didn't have any hedgehogs, so we're going to have another go this week. So yeah, so in fact, I think I can remember the moment. I think it was literally here on my hands and knees. But yeah, so this is the flower bed that we were doing when Sarah raided earlier in the year, and at that stage, it was literally just a plastic fabric sheet, weed suppressant, and we were putting in the plants. It's now got purple slate on here, and everything's done pretty well considering we're in a drought here. We haven't had any rain here for 8 or 9 weeks now, apart from we actually had 10 minutes this morning. That's the first rain we've seen for about 2 months. So everything is struggling in the garden at the moment. This central bed that we've done here is all drought tolerant plants, and that was the purpose of doing it. We've lost a few plants up at this end, but otherwise it's done pretty well and it's filled out quite nicely. So just to explain, welcome to the garden. I'm otherwise known as Bear. This is a garden in northern England. Nearest place would be York. It's a typical suburban garden. What you're looking at is the main back garden, and then through the arch here is the sort of working area where the fruit trees are, the greenhouse, veg patch. Country style garden, tall stuff at the back, coming down to the shorter stuff at the front, and then sort of trickling over the edges. That's the purpose of it. It's all different colours, different heights, different plants. We've got thousands of different plants in the garden, flowering at different times. And that's it really, in terms of the garden. But everything is in the garden, what we do in the garden, what you can see from the garden. Like next week we'll be trying to do the solar eclipse from the garden next week in the UK. We're predominantly a YouTube channel, that's where most of our content is, but we live stream YouTube and Twitch, so if you hear me talking to other people, that's who I'm talking to. So I'll just read a few comments while I'm stood here. Thanks very much, Waterford, for gifting the sub to Sarah and to Crossbow. Just say a few hellos to people. Yes, I'll have to admit that I do lurk on Sarah's channel a fair amount. Have done for years. Hello, Oza. I see we're full of eggs, which is always appreciated. We do have an ice cream van available in the channel redeem points on Twitch. I don't know if that's appeared while you've been here. If you do see the ice cream van, grab an ice cream quick before it drives off. Just reading comments. If I apologise if I miss anything, but I always go back through the whole thing afterwards. Hopefully you saw a bit of the garden. Oh, hello, Alex. Yeah, yes, I do know Crossbow. Oh. There it goes, the ice cream van. Hopefully you've got an ice cream. Just to explain that there is a reason that we've got an ice cream van. Honest. We are. Hello, Abby. Oh, thanks, Waterford, as well, for the sub to Alex. We are a gardening channel, basically. But we have an ice cream van that appears from time to time. There is a reason. We ran a live stream a few weeks ago, and while we were running it, we had the ice cream van outside of the house here, playing its music. So to avoid a copyright issue over on YouTube, I had to sing over the ice cream van, along with the tune of the ice cream van. And one of my really helpful mods decided to clip it up and start using it on their channels. So I thought we might as well use it on my channel as well. So that's why we have an ice cream van. Hello, hello, Mad. It's good to see you. Alex asks, what started you off on your streaming adventures? The reason we're streaming is, how do I phrase this? That we moved house about. I'm just going to sit down for a second and read. I can read the chat properly there. The reason was that we moved 8 years ago to this house. And when we moved here, the garden was basically just grass and ivy everywhere. And we slowly worked around the garden doing various bits. And the reason we started streaming was that I started just filming bits on YouTube so people could actually see see on YouTube from where I moved from, see what I was doing with the garden here, because I had a reasonable garden at the old house, but it wasn't anywhere like this, because I was working full time at that point. So I started just making little videos on YouTube. If you go back to YouTube, on YouTube, and look back to the very earliest videos, you'll see how rubbish they are compared to nowadays. And then I think the first stream we did was, we were streaming on YouTube before Twitch. And I think the first live stream we did was when it was snowing one day. I think, I can't even remember when that was, 2-3 years ago. We did odd live streams on YouTube, and I think we did some on Instagram. But then over time we've moved on Twitch. I think we've been streaming on Twitch for, I can't honestly remember now, 18 months, something like that. Might even be longer than that. So we dual stream YouTube and Twitch. Anyone who sees me, I do a lot of moderating on both YouTube and Twitch, so you'll probably see my name pop up quite a lot on those, doing that in various places. So I probably spend an equal time on both platforms. So if anyone is over on Twitch is that interested about, Lone's probably already done it. Anyone over on Twitch is really interested in actually seeing the garden, how it's progressed over the years. That's the YouTube channel. That's got a lot of, that's recorded on there. We do 3 main videos a week on the YouTube channel, plus all the other shorts and so on. But we're on all the good, bad, in different platforms. We've got the website. If you want to know more, we've got a website, bearinthegarden.com. Everything's Bear in the Garden. It's not very difficult to find us, and there are links to the merch stores. And everyone who's in the chats here will know what the game is on finding links and so on. I'm not going to tell everyone how to do something they already know. I see. Thanks everyone for the hype train as well. Abby's asking how is Spike doing. Well, that's what the purpose of this stream was, really. That we ran a stream 2 weeks ago, not to look at Spike, but just an evening stream, because we're running more evening streams for our North American friends, especially over on YouTube. And literally within 10 minutes of finishing the stream, I was sat here at the back of the house, and 2 hedgehogs were here. Well, I saw one walk literally past me, so I went out to film it, and it scuttled off into the bushes, and then another one appeared behind me. So we now know there are two hedgehogs around. Whether one of them is Spike from previous times, I don't know. So we did a hedgehog watch along last week, and we didn't see any hedgehogs. We thought we'd have a go tonight, because the forecast today was for rain quite a lot of today, on and off. And I thought if we get the rain, we might get snails come out, and the hedgehogs would come out for something to eat. But to say, we've had 10 minutes rain today, so that was it. So we're literally just sitting here waiting for the sun to go down, really, in the garden. I do need to reposition the camera at some point, so you'll be able to see where the hedgehogs will appear if they are here. Plus, I'll need to check on the battery levels on the. Oh, we're okay for battery at the moment. I have gone to the great expense of purchasing some additional solar lights, because it was a little bit dark, because the hedgehogs, if they come, they're going to come across here somewhere. So I've got a couple of extra lights just to help out. So hopefully you came in and saw a bit of the garden. It's not looking its best at the moment, just because we're in drought. But just going to move you back slightly. We have, I'll introduce you to our friend the garden gnome. Last week he was a bit drunk, so yeah, there are a lot of garden gnomes here. He was certainly worse for the wear last week. He's still looking a bit pale from it, but yeah, he's upright. Yeah, so the camera's coming back here. I can pan down in a sec, but basically I would expect the hedgehogs to come across here somewhere. I can pan the camera around, or if they don't come that way, they'll come obviously the other way. So we are actually a. Oh, hello, Itchy. We are really a gardening channel, but we do some of these odd things from time to time. So thanks for everyone who's come in as a raider. And thanks to Sarah for raiding us. And Lone, if you're here, you would have done a shout out. I know you did a shout out for Sarah on Twitch. If you could drop onto YouTube and find the link for her YouTube channel as well, because Sarah dual streams YouTube and Twitch. So if hopefully Lone will put up. If he doesn't, I'll do it. I'll do it anyway. But it's probably easy for him to do it at the moment. So if you want to know what Sarah does on her travels around the world cycling, yeah, quite amazing achievements that she does, and probably one of the nicest streamers on around as well. Just a nice person. So hello, Shara. Addy says, do I have sprinklers to water when you're away? No. I'll be honest, don't go away that much because we've got cats. So obviously you've got to have someone look after cats. And if you ask someone to look after one cat, they might say yes. They're actually free here. So generally if I am away, it'll be for a few days, or someone else from the family will be here, or the cats don't go anywhere anyway, so someone's got to come here. Thanks very much, Lone, for posting Sarah's. So anyone over on YouTube, if you want to see what Sarah gets up to on her trips around the world, cycling, you can see a bit of Sarah over on YouTube as well. Thanks, Ozark. Yes, I think I've watched Sarah for, well, I can't even remember, to be honest. It shows how long it is. It must be 4 or 5 years. Quite often I'm working and I always have a stream on in the background. And because Sarah's streams go on for hours and hours while she's cycling. And when you're watching her, you get very drawn into sort of trying to help her when she runs into trouble. But she seems to manage to cope with virtually everything that approaches her, unless it's a dog chasing her, or when she slides over on gravel or something like that. So yeah, anyone on YouTube who hasn't come across Sarah, you would have heard her name in various things. She's one of the big streamers over on Twitch. But forget, yeah, Gabe on the Walking Commuters Radio Day. Yeah, forget that she's one of the big streamers. She's just a very nice person. I think down to earth's a good way of describing her really. Anyone who's actually staying for a little bit, what we're watching for is this little beast here. This is a hedgehog. So I'm sure as we talk about hedgehogs, Loan's going to post all the information he found last week about hedgehogs. Because we learned an awful lot about hedgehogs last week. Basically, they like to come out at sort of dawn and dusk. Well, we're just, as you can tell, the camera doesn't really show it, but we're getting towards dusk now here, which I think is about 9ish, but got a little bit of cloud here now, so a little bit earlier. We've had hedgehogs living in the garden before. I don't think they're actually living in the garden at the moment. It was unusual to see 2 hedgehogs because they're generally solitary animals. So we've got the main camera that we can move around if we see anything around. We've captured the cats, so there are our cats aren't out at the moment. I would suspect if I open the door to the kitchen, they've probably already gone to bed. So that's the little beast we're looking for. So we've got the main camera. So you're looking down from the house, down to the water line of the garden, down over the new central bed. We've got a pond on the right. That's what that wooden box thing looks like on the right. That's the raised pond. And then we've also got a secondary camera if it's still working. And I can manage to turn it on. Yep. And we've got a secondary camera at the moment. This is on the side of the house, down the side of the house. And you're looking at the bin sort of area. But you can see this black tray, which I'll come out here. So we've got a black tray here. This has just got water in it. One of our friends over on YouTube has got hedgehogs as well. And they posted a picture of one of the hedgehogs on the community page over there the other night. But they feed their hedgehogs. We don't feed the hedgehogs here. Basically, because if we put any food out, either you'll attract things like rats, and the cats would love that, but we don't want them bringing that sort of rats or mice in the house, even though they do it anyway. Plus, we don't want to put the food out because the cats will just eat it. So we put water out for the hedgehogs because obviously that's quite important to them as well. So we've got the second camera there, which I'm going to put up in the top corner. We'll take Mr. Hedgehog off. If you do see a hedgehog, put it in chat that you've seen one. I say that because we just removed the hedgehog. Because last year we ran a oh yeah, of course, that's a good point, Crossbow. Yeah, we need Sarah to summon hedgehogs. She likes hedgehogs, doesn't she? Yeah. Yeah. If you do see a hedgehog, do let me know, because as I say, last year we ran a stream during a meteor shower, and we actually captured on stream a meteor or shooting star going across the sky. I didn't see it at the time because I was too busy twiddling around with technical things. but chat saw it. So chat will usually see stuff that the streamer doesn't. So so we're literally just sitting around waiting to see hedgehogs. If we see anything, it's going to be in the next 45 minutes, I would guess, something like that. Having spent having spent 5 days on moderating a stream, watching paint dry. Anyone who doesn't know who I'm talking about, that's who I'm talking about. It's Architecture TV. It's a fellow Canadian to Sarah. In fact, Sarah's raided Ashley, which is Architecture TV, and vice versa. They're both Canadian, so Ashley's just bought a house, and she spent 5 days painting it, and streamed all 5 days. So we've literally been I've been moderating a stream where we've been watching paint dry. So watching hedgehogs is just as exciting, even if we don't get any hedgehogs. But as we know, most streams are people are here not just for the actual stream itself, but they're here for the community and to have a chat to friends and just have a good time, really. And we've got 2 super communities here, both YouTube and Twitch. So I'm just going to get something to rehydrate with. If anyone's got any questions, fire them into the chat. We've got a bit of time tonight. Normally on a Sunday we'd be doing gardening tasks, so we have a little less time at the weekends on a Sunday to do these sort of question and answers. But fire in the questions. Try not to make them too technical, because I'm not a trained gardener. I'm just on the older side of young, and I've been around a few years. So I'm basically a hobby gardener. Just trying to get a drink now without the cats realising I'm in the kitchen. The only problem is I want to get a cold drink out of the fridge, and as soon as I open the fridge, some cat is going to realise the fridge is open. Why they put beepers on fridge doors, I don't know. Let's shut that for a sec. See if I can open it slowly. Yeah, that was a bit of luck. Managed to get that open. I say we've got 3 cats here. One which really doesn't go out. Will go out occasionally, but he's a house cat really. And then 2 boy cats that basically at this time of year go out in the morning. You never see them till the evening. They might come back during the day if there's a bit of food they want, but they're very independent. But of course, at the end of the day, they want to come back, have something to eat, and then find a comfy spot in the house to go to sleep. No one's appeared yet, so that's a bit of luck. Ooh, should have shut that a bit quieter, shouldn't I? Right, let's see if anyone's got any really technical questions that I won't be able to answer. Hang on, is it raining? It's spotting with rain. Oh, it is spotting with rain. No, it's okay. It's okay at the moment. You have to keep an eye on that. You might have to put a little umbrella over the camera. We'll see how it goes anyway. Hello, Victoria. So, yeah, just have that to drink. So where we are, this is a late 1920s house, and it was actually built on some old allotments. So the soil here is very good. So when I came here, the arch you can see towards the bottom, that was covered by about 6 foot wide of ivy, and the whole of the bottom behind that, it was just covered in ivy. And what you look down now, it was all grass. It was nothing but grass here 8 years ago. So 7 years ago, I started working on the garden. The previous garden was very much more formal, with plants that you plant each year. But as you get a bit older, you don't really want to be crawling around on your hands or knees all the time. Thanks for the follow, Sugarbug. And this sort of more informal garden is more suited just to sort of tumble over. You still have to do a fair amount of work on it. And Mad's just asked a good question: do I let plants go to seed? Some yes, some no. It depends. It really depends which plant. There's some plants you don't want to go to seed because you just don't want them spreading because they're basically a pest. But other stuff, yeah, you can do. Things I let go to seed here are things like Acrolesia and trying to think what else goes to seed. That's the main one, really. Most of it I try to keep under control. So we're about to go into ads. Thanks if you go into ads for putting up with them. Necessary evil of streaming. If you're not in ads over on Twitch, thanks for having a sub, or you might have turbo. And again, YouTube viewers, if you do get ads during your live stream, sorry about that. Nothing I can do about that. Turned off at my end, but YouTube's got a mind of its own at times. Well, it's spotting with rain at the moment, Victoria. We had 10 minutes this morning, and it's spotting now. And the reason we're here tonight was that the forecast was for rain this afternoon, and I thought, well, that should encourage slugs and snails out, and then you get the hedgehogs as well. But we haven't really had enough rain. Got a minute left on the ads. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. A little bit more hydration. Thirty seconds to go. Tick tock, tick tock. Oh yeah, the fuchsias have done well this year, Mad. Yeah, and actually the salvias has done pretty well as well. We've got two. I think we've got two hot lips salvias there. We've got one about halfway down, and we've also just planted another plant of that right down the bottom of that bed on the left. Thanks for watching the ads if you had to put up with them. You can use your Prime sub over here and so on, but you all know that anyway. The other thing is I'm on a hydration break at the moment, and normally that means I'm contractually obliged to try to flog you merchandise like mugs and so on, but I can't be bothered. So we do have two different merch stores with slightly different products on it. So you can find the links in all the usual places as well. So yeah, so the plans really for the garden were, when I moved here, it was going to be formal, but it's much more informal, sort of cottagey style now. And as you can see, we've got rid of a lot of grass up the middle with that new bed, and then the two bits of grass down the side, I'm probably going to stone up probably next spring. But I'll wait and see how I feel really. But you can see how, as you go further down, how the grass is just dead at the moment. And it was like that last year. Last year I cut the grass 3 times the whole of the year last year. So, and I've cut the grass here once this year. So there's no future for grass really here, I don't think. So. Victoria's talking about her groundhogs. She's got groundhogs. In fact, Victoria's got all sorts of animals, wild animals in her garden. A bit more exciting there than here. Groundhogs are almost as big as their dog. But she has to go outside to make various noises to try to scare them away before she lets the dog out. Yeah. But when I was young, I used to do that with. We had a lot of foxes where I grew up, and I used to do that with the foxes. I used to go out and always shout or whistle or something to try to deter them. Oh, welcome in, Afras. Welcome into the garden. Anyone who doesn't know Afras, he's a really good live streamer over on Twitch and YouTube. Much bigger on YouTube. He's growing pretty quick on Twitch as well. Live streams New York City. I would say you're virtually on every day, aren't you, Afras? It's another stream that quite often just sort of sit in the background and have one in the background behind me. So yeah, so the plans going forward, we'll just do bit by bit each year, and the thing about the gardening, you lose plants every year, so there's always room to put new plants in. Anyone that's coming in at the moment, what we're waiting for now is to see if the hedgehogs make an appearance, which I think Dusk officially, I didn't check it tonight, but I know last week it was just after 9 o'clock, and it's now 8:42 here, so I'm guessing it's Dusk tonight is going to be about it's going to be late 8 something 50 something, so we're not far off. And then really it's just a case of sitting back, relaxing, your cup of tea or coffee, a biscuit, and see if anything appears. As we get closer to dusk, I'll drop the camera down a bit more to sort of below where you're looking at the moment, because I think if we see anything, that's where it's going to be. And the thing about the hedgehogs is because it's fairly dry at the moment, we'll hear the hedgehogs before we see them, because I've got the back door open at the moment, so we'll hear them before. So we've got a couple of extra little lights, so we've got a little bit more light than we had last week, because we gave up last week basically because we couldn't see anything. I don't know how many people in chat have actually seen a hedgehog in reality. And it's going to be very dependent on whether you're based in Europe, because otherwise I don't think it's a pointless question, that. But it used to be very, I mean, I don't know, as I grew up, it was pretty uncommon to see a hedgehog, but you see a lot more nowadays. I don't know why. Shara's seen hedgehogs in the Netherlands. Hello, Liz, good to see you. Mads saw one shuffling up a pavement when he was stumbling back from a night out. That was in the UK. Yeah. Yeah. Trying to think if I saw. I didn't really see a hedgehog. We had them at the old house, and I don't think I saw a hedgehog until about sort of 15 years ago, something like that. Never saw them. Whether they're becoming more adapted to living in urban areas, I don't know really. So it's like most animals, you adapt to your conditions, don't you? We did name our previous hedgehog here. We had a hedgehog that was actually living in the garden. If you look down the garden on the left-hand side, about halfway down, the hedgehog was living in that sort of hedge there. Built a nest, actually hibernated over winter there. And that hedgehog we called Spike, even though we chat never got to see Spike. Spike is on film though. I managed to capture him on film. So Spike is on the YouTube channel somewhere. But nice to see these two. Yeah, that's why I was shocked the other night, because there were two of them. So because there were two of them, I'm assuming they're probably hedgehogs from this year. But unless they've come for a romantic night out in my garden. But I would have thought there's probably more romantic places for hedgehogs. In fact, if I was really clued up, I'd be thinking a joke about two hedgehogs going out for a romantic date somewhere. They'd probably, if they did go out on a romantic date, it'd probably be a spiky encounter anyway. Oh, and by the way, if anyone wants a hedgehog t-shirt, available in our merch stores. I can hear the swallows. I'll just go to the back door. I'll be quiet for a second and see if you can hear the swallows. Oh no, can't hear them. Where have they gone? Actually, coming out here, there's an awful lot of black cloud around now. Perhaps we are going to get some rain. Yeah, the wind's got up as well. Because I can't normally see because well, hello everyone. The weather's coming from over there, coming towards us. Oh, the swallows are over there. There's quite a few of them hunting for flies and so on. So, oh yeah, well, yeah. So this was all this arch here. I'm putting it out. This was 6 foot thick ivy, and anyone who's got has cleared ivy before knows it's horrible stuff. And come back in. Apart from being a bit cloudy, it's a nice evening out there. We've got some of the lights starting to come on now. Oh, thanks for that loan. I didn't know that. UK name hedgehogs for different regions. Urchin is the oldest English regional name for a hedgehog, dating back to medieval times. We have heard of people called like street urchins, don't they? Where they were sort of young kids who used to get up to all sorts of crime in Victorian times and so on. But it's why a spiny marine creature is called a sea urchin. Well, I didn't know that. Thanks for that, though. Who says this isn't an educational channel? So, I'm just going to move the camera down a bit to where I think if we see anything, it's going to be. Try not to disconnect during the process. How are we doing for battery? Oh, we've got plenty of battery left. Don't have to do a battery change just yet. Though we do, if we have to do a battery change, I'll have to put on a ridiculous BRB screen we've made. Let's move that down a bit. Wrong way. Actually, let's see what the sky's looking like at the moment. So that's what we're looking at the sky at the moment. You can see how much it's clouded up since we first started. So if we come down to here, so where you're looking at, you see just about see that's the tripod. So if I'm expecting the hedgehogs, I'm going to expect them to come across somewhere in front of the gnome. And when you started watching tonight something online, you never thought you'd hear that, but did you? They'd come across in front of the gnome. Yeah, that's where the hedgehogs are, coming across in front of the gnome. don't have to come across some odd things when you watch live streams. So we'll leave it there for the time being. Yeah, so I'm going to just reduce the little the picture for the water trough a little bit, because I think I can see that from here, so I can make that bigger if we need be. Because I think if we have any activity on the main screen, it's going to be somewhere below that top right corner, and they'll be come out from there and then go across to the left, or vice versa, or they may actually come directly underneath the tripod. But so I can pan down to see that if they do. Beauty of Creative says it's a fun BRB. In fact, what I will do, how much? I've got about a third left on the battery. I think I will change the battery now, just before we go into sort of the period where they will appear. So I'll just do that. So it'll take me about 30 seconds to change that. While I change the battery, I'll just put you onto our BRB screen. Apologies for this if anyone hasn't seen this before. This is a very serious channel, you have to remember that. So I'll be back in about 30 seconds or so. And we're back. We've got another new battery in, so we should be okay. Run for a fair time now. I'd rather do it now when I can actually see what I'm doing. Hopefully no one has nightmares about musical bears overnight. I have to say, if we have a long BRB break, it does get sillier as the video goes on. Victoria is asking, what do hedgehogs eat? Are they after the veggies? Well, they probably would be, but they're generally looking for slugs, snails, worms, sort of buggy type stuff. In fact, Lone's already answered that question. Yeah, that's what they would have. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say they necessarily wouldn't eat vegetables and so on, but that's what they're really looking for. And that's why I thought, well, it's going to rain this afternoon. Slugs, snails out. We'll get the hedgehogs out, won't we? Looking for food, stocking up. But then, of course, it didn't rain this afternoon, did it? But if you announce in the morning that you're going to run a live stream, you're really sort of slightly pinned into actually going ahead with it. So, and I wanted to run one anyway, midweek evenings. Anyone who's coming in recently, we're running an eclipse stream next a week on Wednesday, which is the 12th of August. So we'll be live between about 6 and 8 in the UK. The peak of the eclipse is about 7 p.m, just after 7 p.m. here. So we're going to try to run it, assuming the weather's on our side. We're going to have a camera on the garden to watch it go through the eclipse. And we're going to try to have a camera actually on the sun as well, on the other side of the house where the sun is. So you'll see various bits of advertising about that over the next week. So yeah, so next week for live streams, we'll be live on Sunday morning, lunchtime as usual, and we'll also be live on the Wednesday. If the weather's bad on the Wednesday and we can't stream it because of that, there's a Perseid meteor shower, I think it's the Perseid meteor shower, available on the Thursday and Friday, so we might try to capture that instead. Evening, Christian. Yes, I don't really look like that, I have to say, Christian, at the keyboard. So we're at 9 o'clock, so we're really at the witching hour. So if we're going to see anything, I would thought to be in the next 30 minutes or so. But we'll hang on as long as the cameras can hang on. I hope everyone's having a good evening anyway. Even though some of you aren't in evening yet. Keep forgetting that. So I'm just going to keep my ears open now, because I will hear the rustling before you see them. Because literally they get their little snouty nose and sort of rustle around under leaves and so on, looking for stuff. The problem is when you spot them and you try to go and film them, they're surprisingly quick. And if we do a Dutch word of the day, I don't know which one Beauty's going to come up with today, because we had Hedgehog last week, I think. So welcome in anyone who is actually new here. We are a gardening channel predominantly, but we have a bit of fun with it as well. We don't take it too seriously. We try to produce the best possible content in terms of quality and also actual content wise that we can. So we do our best for that, but we like to have a little bit of fun amongst it all. I think a lot of gardening channels you'll come across very sort of technical and very upright, very formal in the way they operate, but I don't think we could be accused of that here. Beauty's already got a Dutch word already, which obviously isn't going to be good news because she's probably been thinking about that. So go on then, let's do while we're waiting for the hedgehogs, let's do the Dutch word of the day. For anyone who's new here, when we started off, we had predominantly the viewers all spoke Dutch. Don't ask me how that ended. That was the case, but I would say probably 50% of the viewers spoke Dutch. So every time we've streamed, we've been challenged with a different Dutch word to pronounce. Usually I butcher it, so. So if you want, you can put that in if you want, Beauty. We'll do that now. Let's get it out of the way, or I was going to be worrying about the Dutch word for the rest of the evening. Right, okay. Oh, I'm sure Lone will probably post that across in a second. He's obviously been kept very busy tonight. Thanks very much for your help, Lone, by the way. If I forget to say that later. So yeah, we always have a Dutch word. And today's Dutch word is for rain, and so rather than try to say it 15 different ways, let's think how I'm going to say it. The natural word would be regen, but it's obviously not going to be that. So it's something like regen. So we'll go for regen. We'll see what response that gets as to whether I've said that correctly or not. So, oh, well, apparently it is regen. It should be regen. Thanks for following, Timbo. Welcome to the garden. Welcome in. We are actually in a garden, believe it or not. We're actually trying to watch hedgehogs, which if they appear, they're going to appear in the next few moments, or well, until the cameras go totally dark. But let me, just so I can prove, Timbo, that I do actually have a garden. Let me just pan that back up. So yeah, so this is the garden you're looking at. You can see the solar lights are coming on now. Have a quick look at the sky. See, the sky's still pretty bright. Well, it's not. It's the camera overdoes it really. But so that's roughly the garden. If you want to see the garden, it's in daylight. If you watch the VOD back afterwards, or we're on YouTube as well, so you can watch it back via YouTube. You can actually get to see me. I do appear occasionally, and so I'm going to put it about there. I think yeah, we'll do that for the moment. So again, what we're looking for is, this is what we're looking for. This is a hedgehog. This is the purpose of this exercise. So that's the little beast we're looking for. In fact, there should be two of them. If we see one, I'm expecting to see the second one as well. So take the hedgehog off. Right to there. And so we've got the two cameras. Top right is where their little watering hole is. And then obviously on the main camera is where I'd expect to see them come across. Now the good news, Timbo, is we don't have any off-white paint here. That's a slightly in-house joke. Yeah. The first, oh, so it is regen, as in regenerate. Okay, so there you go. The Dutch word for rain is regen. I think Christian's obviously got a better handle on saying that. Yep, you're right, Timbo. Yep. We don't put food out for the hedgehogs here because we've got cats, and they would just eat the cat food, or mice and rats would, and then the cats would catch the mice or rats and then bring them in. So we do provide them with water, and to be honest, I don't want them eating cat food. I want them eating the slugs and snails in the garden. That's the biggest advantage of having hedgehogs in your garden. So let's just have a quick look out the door. Is it raining? Oh, it is raining. Yes, it is spotting with rain. So the only concern I've got is the cameras out there. But they'll be okay for a few minutes. I might have to reposition the cameras. The main camera that you're watching at the moment, I can just bring inside. That's not too bad. What's the silvery green plant bottom centre? That is, off the top of my head, I don't know. I shall go and find out for you, because we do have plant labels on some things. No, it's okay. Ooh, that's looking pretty ominous round the back of the house. Yeah, the silvery grey plant here. So we've got, I don't know how many plants we've got here. We plant about 700 or 800 plants each year. This is I don't know if you'd actually be able to see that in the light. I don't know if that will focus or not. Probably hasn't focused, but it's Cerastium. It is. I'm sure Lone will be posting this before I even say it. It's CERASTIUM. and the varieties Tomento something or other. I can't see the rest of it because it's covered in sort of mud. Yeah, so everything in this bed is drought tolerant, because this bed was built this year, because we're getting rid of the grass. So yeah, so we specifically bought drought tolerant sort of alpine type plants. So it's got a fabric membrane underneath this. The plants then went in through slots, and then we've got purple slate chippings over the top, really for decorative purposes and to protect the liner from UV. Right, me standing out here is not going to attract hedgehogs, is it? Unless they want to come and eat me for some peculiar reason. So I'm just going to sit down and we'll just see what happens in the next little bit of time. Hello, Sean. You can see how quickly we're starting to use the light, lose the light now. We've got some ads coming up on Twitch. Sorry if you've got to put it with them. But thank you for supporting the channel by watching some ads that have probably got no relevance to what you actually want to see. Yeah, that's the correct name, Loan. Thanks for that. Yeah, so I like to plant. I do like to plant perennial plants because they're good value. They flower and they'll last for years and years. So if they're hardy, can survive cold winters, even though the chances of getting cold winters here now are pretty slim. The vast majority of stuff I plant is perennials, and then we do the summer baskets, winter baskets, and infill gaps we've got with other summer bedding plants and so on. Hello, Peter. I'm just being quiet, see if I can hear anything. It would be such a relief to actually capture these hedgehogs on film, or so, even if it was just filmed, it'd be great. Get them on live stream, being better. The only reason I ever got Spike the Hedgehog on film was I actually came back late one night, and I came back to the back door to come in, And he was literally just walking past the back door, saw me and curled up into a ball, and that's how I got pictures of him. Or her, because we never knew whether Spike was a Spike or Spikette. And so we'll carry on for a little bit till the camera's getting possible to use. Last Monday we went on a long time, basically because we kept being raided by people, which is a good thing. But it dragged the stream on. It's all pitch black and we couldn't see anything of anything. Yeah, solar lights used to be so expensive, but they're so cheap nowadays. Even if you only get a couple of years out of them, they're worth it. So thanks everyone for being here. I've said this before, without the community and chat, it'd be no fun doing these things really. So thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for contributing to the chat. As I said before, it's my garden, but as much as it's my garden, it's also your garden because you spend a lot of time in it as well. So for clarity, we'll be back live on Sunday, usual time, and we'll also be back. We'll be on next Wednesday for the solar eclipse. Come on, Edgies. Jara's asking, you got a night vision trail camera? Yeah, we've got one. It's like the ones you see where you tie it to a tree. Yeah, we've got one at the moment. Problem is, I'm working on the principle of what the hedgehogs have done previously. Now, if these are two new hedgehogs, they might have a totally different sort of path as to where I'm looking for them. So I'm going from previous hedgehog sightings and where I saw them that evening a fortnight ago. There is one caveat to that, is that when Spike was here, I knew where he came from, because I used to see him, he used to come across the road and then up the drive, then he went around the side of the fence and then back up the drive, and you'd know he was here because he would turn the security light on the drive. Now the difference is with these two, they're not setting off the security light, which makes me think they're not walking up and down the drive. Which means that probably they're coming from somewhere down the bottom of the garden, or actually through the gardens, because hedgehogs are quite good climbers as well. So, and the other thing to support the fact of a hedgehog coming down from the bottom of the garden down towards us is that when I saw the hedgehog first that evening after streaming, it did walk literally left to right across screen, and that's not what I would have been expecting. So So we've got the one camera, and even though it's a wide angle, we've never been that successful in capturing anything on it. But as we all know, anyone who's watched these live streams before where people are doing things like bird watching or any sort of animal watching, how often have you actually seen a stream where what you've been looking for has actually been seen on stream? We did have our famous bird watching stream where there were 3 birds and we only saw one, and chat only saw one of them because I missed the other 2. So you see what's happened now. You can see the top of the screen, top right. That camera now, even though I can see it, and I've adjusted the settings on that camera as well for night vision. Well, it's not really night vision, but for low light. That's gone now totally. Now, if the security light went on, you'd be able to see what's happening. So we'll leave it there for the time being, but you can see that the better DJI camera can cope a lot. I mean, it literally is almost, it's not pitch black, but it pretty much is outside, but it's picking up a lot of the light, obviously, from the solar lights. So. Hello, Addy. Just waiting to see if I can hear anything. I mean, I don't know if hedgehogs have got good hearing. So I assume the hedgehog could probably hear me talking. But hopefully you can hear me talking anyway. How are we doing on battery? Oh yeah, we've still got plenty of battery. How long am I running for? Okay. So we started off the stream tonight in daylight. We did a bit of watering. We did a bit of a garden tour. We then got raided by Sarah Bridgewater, one of the biggest Twitch streamers around. So we described what the going was. Because last time Sarah raided us, we were actually making this essential bed. I was on my hands and knees doing it at the time. So I suppose it's an improvement. I wasn't on my hands and knees this time. So apologies if I've missed anyone's comments or follows or anything. I did go back through the chats afterwards. If anyone has any ideas for videos for the sort of gardening type or flower videos, certainly open to suggestions. You could put it in the chats here, but it's probably easier to put it in the comments on a YouTube video, or send us something through Discord or Instagram. Hello, Marquis. Apologies if I said your first name wrong. I think Ara is, it's obviously a lot easier for Ara to say. Yes, this is IRL. Honest. In fact, I'll prove it's IRL. Well, you can see just coming out there, turns the light on. So there you go. Look, it's a hand. There's a hand there, there's a gnome there. This is a flower bed. You're in the garden, so. Oh, welcome in, Slim. Yeah, so we're waiting to see if we see some hedgehogs. We saw our stream 2 weeks ago, and there were 2 hedgehogs that day. Literally just after we finished streaming. If I'd carried on for 10 minutes more, you'd have seen them. And we tried last week to catch them, but nothing. And then today, the forecast was for rain today, this afternoon. So I worked on the principle if it was going to rain, we'd have lots of slugs and snails out. So there'd be a lot of hedgehog activity. But in the end, we had about 10 minutes of rain this morning and a few spots this evening. So Slim's been lurking. Well, hopefully it's a successful go. Hopefully, yeah, successful game, and we actually see some hedgehogs. I'll just if I pan the camera up, we have done other things other than this evening. We've had a tour of the garden. We've chatted about various things. I won't say a thing, Slim. Yeah, mods have to stick together, don't they? Though I don't like to say that Ashley did say she might be watching about this sort of time, so careful what you put in the chat. The good news, Slim, is there's no off-white paint here, and it makes a relaxing change from watching paint dry. So let's, while we're waiting, let's just pan the camera up. Currently you're sat on a tripod because I don't want to be outside if the hedgehogs are around. So if I pan the camera up, you can see this is the garden. Obviously, we've done that, that's the sky. So yes, this is the back garden. Big long central bed that we've done this year. Pond on the right. Flower bed on the left. It's remarkable how good these cameras are nowadays. The reason we're looking down here, if I can manage to do that, this is where I'd be expecting the hedgehogs. We'll be expecting to go left to right or right to left. And the box in the top right corner is where we put a tray of water out for them. And it's where I spotted one of them the other night, and the other one is to the where the little solar light is underneath the top right box on the main screen. Yes, actually, Sim, that's what we should say. Is that you finished your painting and then no one can ever question you about it again. Not, it's not done yet. We'll say it's done. The only problem is they might want photographic evidence. Oh dear, that's not good news, is it? About hedgehogs hearing. Hedgehogs possess incredible high performance ultrasound hearing that extends far beyond the human range. Oh. I still think the sea urchin is the best fact we've learnt tonight. Anyone coming in recently? Hedgehogs used to be called in medieval times urchins. And that's how sea urchins got their name, apparently. I say, while we're sat here, I have to say it's much better tonight, that picture, because I've put a couple of extra solar lights in. It's much better, if anything does happen there. Yeah, anyone who's coming in, we're predominantly a gardening channel. We do a lot of gardening, the weekend streams on a Sunday, late morning in the UK. That's when we tend to do a lot of the practical gardening. But we do try to run some of these evening streams because we've got a lot of North American friends, and obviously this is a much better time for them. But if you don't manage to catch the live streams, they're always available on YouTube, and obviously they're available as long as the VODs stay up on Twitch, so you can always watch back afterwards. If you want to watch on YouTube, it takes about the replays available straight away. It takes about 24 hours for the live chat to run alongside it as well. But you'll find in all the usual places all our links to all the other social platforms and our website and our merch stores and so on. Because even though we don't take it that seriously, the channel, we just try to do a bit of a sense of humour. We do try to pass over a bit of educational content in a fun way. And we do try to produce the most professional quality and content that we can, within the realms of being covered in a lot of compost at times. Just check what time it is. Trying to think what time it was the other night when we finished streaming the other night. Not last week, the previous week. It wasn't far off this time of night. They'd be crawling around the garden if a lean steak was left out there. That's probably true, but so would the rats. And to be honest, it wouldn't be there because the cats would have had it away within seconds. Hello, Melissa. How's the night going? Well, it's been a good night. With the exception, we're still waiting to see if we can catch a hedgehog on screen. But we've got 2 good chats on YouTube and on Twitch, and people are busy chatting away to each other, so that's good. And I've always thought if people live streamed and there wasn't a chat alongside it, would people watch? I'm not convinced they would watch as much, because it's always the live stream that really makes it's always the live chat that makes the live stream really what it is. I think if you have a good presenter presenting the content in the first place, the chat then can sort of interact with that and chat to each other, and it's amazing what you learn off of the people in chat as well. And it's amazing when you go from stream to stream how many people you see on other streams as well. Slim's just saying that his chat don't never talk, so he must be a crap presenter. Well, I don't know whether you're a crap presenter, Slim, but you're probably a crap painter, because you haven't even started yet. And sorry for that. I had to say that because obviously Ashley would want me to say that to you. You see, there you go, Slim. Someone's taken pity on you by following you. Then again, Melissa, if you see Slim streaming, you can go over there and ask him whether he's got the painting done yet, on behalf of Ashley. That team mod has suddenly disappeared, hasn't it, Slim? There's no infighting. I'm going to take that black square off the top corner. If I can see that out the door, so if that comes on, I'll put that on straight away. I'll take that off so we get the proper garden view where we can actually see what's happening. And just remember what we're looking out for. It's one of these little beasts. So that's what we're looking for. So 6-8 inches long, I would guess, something like that. It's really quiet around here now. So if anything does happen, I'll hear it first. Sorry, I'm trying to be quiet myself. Oh, Leo's back. Did you enjoy your film, Leo? Okay. Well, you should have stayed here and watched this, because this is going really well, because we still haven't seen a hedgehog. Welcome in, is that so? In fact, Leo, it's probably you must be the lucky omen for the channel when you're not here. Lone's done a magnificent job. In fact, Lone had a very tricky, a very busy few minutes at one point because we got we were raided. We were. Yeah, we got raided by Sarah again. Sarah Bridgewater. Which I think you missed last time, didn't you, as well? In fact, I think, if I remember right, Lone, was that not the first day you were actually modding here? When she raided the first time? I think it was. Yeah. So I don't know whether Leo not being here is the lucky omen, or perhaps it's Lone that's the lucky omen for being here. But then again, Lone's here all the time, so I don't know, that sort of... Yes, we were saying that, Timbo, when she was here. I've watched Sarah for years. The funny thing is that when people usually raid, one of the questions you say is, "And what did you do today on stream?" Well, I've been watching bits and pieces all day, so it seemed a bit pointless that asking what was happening on stream when I'd actually seen it on stream. So yeah, it's all right, Leo. You are appreciated here. You are, to be fair, you are. There are two other mods that are missing tonight, so. And more to the point, you did keep your watch streak, so that's the main thing, wasn't it? So, feel free to put in chat whether you think we'll actually see a hedgehog. I think the reason, Leo, I think the reason Lone ended up here, I think he was press ganged. Yeah, I suspect he was press ganged into being here. Press ganged is an old term where they used to go around rounding up people in the pubs to go and serve in the Royal Navy. They're basically abducted to go and work for the Royal Navy. Oh, by the way, Melissa, I don't know if you survived to the end of Ashley's stream last night, but she got her painting finished. Yeah. And again, to anyone that's new, this is a gardening channel to some extent. We do like to have a bit of fun amongst it all. If you're on our YouTube channel, we've got loads and loads of content over there. But we do live stream YouTube and Twitch. So, and we're always live on a Sunday lunchtime UK time, starting about 11 o'clock in the morning, running through over lunch. And then we do try to do some evening streams. Yeah. Oh, you can see. Oh, Leo's off again. We'll see what happens in the absence. Thanks, Leo. I have to say, it'd be very funny if we got another raid while Leo's not here. Yeah. Yeah, Melissa, she got the painting finished last night. She should be streaming on Saturday, unpacking. If you want to watch Ashley on Saturday. Yeah, so it's funny. Is that so? Saying they're leaning forward towards the TV to hopefully see a little hedgehog. I'm doing exactly the same thing on the. Because looking out the window, I can't see anything out the window now. I can see the solar lights, but I cannot see a thing other than that. What I can see is much better actually on the camera than the physical eyesight. So. I'm just going to be quiet for a few minutes and just see if we hear anything. Because if the hedgehogs are around, we'll hear them before we see them. And I think if they do appear, it's gonna be about now. Certainly very shortly. I will own up to something. I did think about making like a cardboard cutout hedgehog and putting it on some wheels and then dragging it across the screen on a piece of string. I know what those are, Loam. You quite often see them as seaside towns and they have a slot cut in them and they collect for charity in them nowadays. They're big things though. if that's the same thing I'm thinking of. What this hedgehog, waiting for this hedgehog reminds me of is like when you see at the end of a stream, it's like you see someone like Sarah or someone like Ira at the end of their streams where there's somewhere different. You have to hang on to the end of the stream to make sure they get to their hotel safely. Otherwise, it's very odd. It is. You sort of become so engaged with the stream. You want to see it out to the end. And certainly with this, you think it's, you know, if I stop streaming now, will the hedgehogs appear literally 2 minutes later? Is that Christian saying they stepped away to make some tea? Missed a couple of people coming in. Oh, but Christian, when you were making your tea, you missed there was at least a dozen hedgehogs here. And now you're back, they've all scarpered. In fact, not only were a dozen hedgehogs here, they're all walking around with little placards saying, "Where's Christian?" So I'm still here. Thanks for watching the ads. If you had to watch the ads over on Twitch. Loan's asking, do you ever see bats flying in the garden? Yeah, you do. You see them up in the sky. Where else would you see bats flying around? Oh dear. Can you tell I'm a bit sleep deprived over the last few nights of modding? I suppose you could see bats flying around in caves, couldn't you? So to be fair, I'm not totally incorrect. But yeah, you do see them. I don't know where they would be living though. I once had a bat actually come into a house where I was. I was on holiday in where was that, Norfolk. It was night like this really, and it was a long time ago when you sort of leave your doors open, and I think we left the doors open, went off to the pub, came back, and we found a bat flying around the living room. So thanks, Victoria. I'm going to give it 10 more minutes, and then if nothing's happened, I'll end the stream. I'll raid us out on Twitch. We'll give it 10 more minutes. I'll do some waffly bit during that. Unless I hear something in the next 10 minutes, what I'll do is I'll probably leave the camera rolling off stream for another half hour or so, just in the hope something appears. But I think the real problem is at the moment it is so dry that if you're a hedgehog, why are you going to? There's two things: you could walk a long distance to try to find food, but if there's so little food around because it's been so dry, would you not be conserving your energy by not wandering around as much? I don't know. Slim's still using the excuse of watching for hedgehogs as an excuse for not painting. Well, if when you next get asked about that at the weekend, Slim, you can blame me. And as we know, I get blamed for everything anyway, so. Welcome in, Eric and Aria. We're just watching for the lost. We're losing hope of seeing a hedgehog, but some sort of gum paper. Yeah, I use sort of gummy type paper for sometimes in the greenhouse for catching aphids. The only thing about it is you tend to get more of the sticky gum stuff all over yourself than the aphids do. So. As Ashley would say, Lone, that's a fair point about Van Gogh. How have we got from watching for hedgehogs when there are no hedgehogs to talking about Van Gogh, not blaming hedgehogs for not painting? These some chats spiral into some very odd areas. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll give it a few more minutes. So anyone who's coming in recently, welcome in. We are trying to spot hedgehogs like we did last week. unlike the previous week where we weren't trying to spot hedgehogs, but then I spotted a hedgehog. I spotted 2 of them actually just after we finished. So we are trying to spot hedgehogs. If you want to watch this sort of really entertaining content again, we're actually back on Sunday, 11 o'clock UK time, which is our traditional gardening time, and we do actual practical gardening occasionally, and that's when we tend to do the practical stuff. I know what I'm doing this weekend already. In fact, I've been wanting to do it the last couple of days, but I'll save it for the weekend. And then next week there'll be the solar eclipse stream on the Wednesday evening from about 6 p.m. UK time. Welcoming Clovert. Oh, Liz, you got one of the free one of the creator monthly memberships. That's where it came from. So it came from me, but it wasn't really me. It came from YouTube. So it proves that YouTube does still know that you exist. Covert says, responding to responding to Lone's comment about Van Gogh, never blamed hedgehogs for not painting. Yeah, Clovert, sorry about coming in on that comment. I think the fact we haven't spotted hedgehog yet is starting to get to certain people. Oh, that's not good. What's that doing? Oh. Ah. Yeah, right. That was not good. The tech. Let me just check something. Yeah. We're nearly out of battery again. I think I'm going to have to do a battery change if we're going to stay on any longer. But I think in reality, I think that's probably good enough time to think about sort of tidying up. We've probably got about another five minutes on the battery, something like that. I've only just noticed that. I just noticed it's starting to struggle a little bit. So I think in reality the likelihood of seeing anything tonight is pretty slim. Thank you for your patience. What I'll probably do is once we finish, I'll probably go and change the battery on the camera and just leave it running for half an hour while I tidy up, see if it picks up anything. I don't think there's going to be anything in the short term because you hear them sort of rifling through the leaves and so on. So I say thanks everyone for being here. Let's do a few thanks to various people. So a few thanks. Thanks to everyone who's been here, just in case I miss you, but I'll shout out a few names. Thanks, Beauty Love Creative, Christian, Two Woman, Victoria, Ali, Liz, Okie Dokie, Christian, S Fields, the other Ali alias. Is that so? Sean was here. Peter, thank you. Eric and Ari have just come in, thanks. Addy. I know there's a lot more of you, and there's a lot of people lurking over on YouTube as well. So thanks for being here. Over on Twitch, from what I can see, thanks Slim, Jara, Clovert. Just reading back through the chat. Mel was here. Timbo. Mad was here as well. Mark, I think Mark as well. Marquish, I think, is how I pronounces it. Something close to that, anyway. Michael was here as well. I think you were here. You were here at the start. Thanks for that. I'll just read through, just go on the creator. I've got an idea where it might go. I'll just have a look. I'll just have a look to see what else was it's happened tonight as well. I know there's been a lot of follows. Thanks for the follows from Timbo, Sugarbug, Sean Beats. Thanks for if Waterford's still here, thanks for doing the gifted subs tonight. The gifted to Alex and Sarah and Crossbow. Thank you to Penguin Berries who've followed us as well. We reached our sub goal as well. Big thanks to Sarah. That's Sarah Bridgewater. If Lone's still over on Twitch, if you could try putting up Sarah's details again, Lone. I don't know whether we're probably out to the timeout on that on the cooldown. So if you could try doing that for us. She raided us with a large party tonight. Thanks, Crossbow. Anyone who doesn't know who Sarah Bridgewater is, you can find her on Twitch and YouTube, streams on both. Fantastic person, fantastic streams. I'll just see what else there was that came in while I was here. That was from earlier. Thanks, Lone. So thanks for everyone who's followed us and that. I'm just checking that. Oh, now what do we do here? Because we're just talking about Ashley, which is Architecture TV. We're literally just talking about you. We're just starting to wind up, but we'll stay on for another 5 minutes or so. The camera's about to pack up any second, so we'll hold on until the camera finally packs up. I will do the other closing bits and pieces while people say hello to Ashley. And actually, Ashley, if you look, this is a stream where there's no white paint involved. So, I'm not going to answer that question. Slim can answer that himself. But whatever Slim says is true, or not. Yes, you could have these sorts of solar lights in your garden, Ashley. Oh yes, and yes, that is true. This stream will end at a decent time of day. Not at 3 AM in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Slim's been too busy watching out for the hedgehogs than to be able to do any painting. So that's the bad news, I'm afraid. So what we were saying before Ashley dropped it. Yeah, so big thanks to Sarah for raiding us. It is appreciated. And I say, if anyone wants a chill stream to have on in the background during, it's fantastic, and she's a super nice person. So, and again, Lone's just done a shout out for Ashley Architecture TV on Twitch. Anyone who's on Twitch who doesn't know about Ashley, she's also a very nice person and does fantastic architecture IRL streams where you go out and about and see various towns and places, and she'll explain all the architecture to you, and she'll explain the constituents of good chocolate chip cookies as well. But we've been spending the last 5 days painting the house with her. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, Lo, if you read the pinned comment at the top, if you can't read it, let Lone know. He'll post it again. He's explained the reason why about the painting. Let me just come out of. I got distracted there. I'm just going to come out of that. So yep. So going forward, we'll be on Sunday, as I said, about 11 o'clock UK time. We're usually on for 2 or 3 hours. This Sunday we will be doing. I want to try to sort out the clematis and so on that's all over the hedge. If you saw us on Sunday, we made a start on that, so we'll be carrying on with that. I want to try to get that back to the fence line. Thanks for posting Sarah's YouTube channel as well, Lone. So that's what we're doing Sunday. That's probably the main job. That's going to take up a lot of time. We'll do our usual garden tour, a proper garden tour on Sunday, when we've got the full extent of the of reach through the system. And then next Wednesday will be our eclipse stream, which will be between about 6 and 8 o'clock UK time. And it won't go any past 8 o'clock because I've got something else to do at 8 o'clock. So it's not going to be a long stream, that. But we'll try to, anyone who didn't hear what I was saying, we're trying to stream we've got about 91% solar eclipse here on next Wednesday evening. So we're going to run a camera on the back garden to watch that as it goes through the solar eclipse. And I'm also going to try to run a camera actually on the sun as well, assuming it's clear that day. And again, if we can't stream the solar eclipse, the following 2 nights is, I think it's the Perseid meteor shower, so we might try to stream that, because that worked last year because we actually got one of the meteors on stream. And thanks to, I think it was Strawberry Fields who spotted it initially, because I was too busy playing on the computer. So I'm not going to drag this out anymore. Really, I think we've dragged out the hope that we're going to see a hedgehog as much as we can. Yeah, I think I've made the decision. Thanks to everyone who's been here. Hope you've enjoyed this. I say I'm glad you've had a chance to come into the garden. A lot of new people today as well. If you want to see more of the garden, hop over onto our YouTube channel or our other platforms like Instagram and so on. You'll find lots of content all over the place. Normally at this time of night we could raid Architecture TV, who would be just about starting painting now into the early hours. But I think both me and Slim want an early night tonight. Not together, obviously, but separately because we're at the other end of the country to each other. But we do both deserve an early night. Thanks, Ashley, for dropping in on your way to one of your various homes, and see where we're going to go. I will say, while we're raiding out, let's see who I can find. Let's see. Let me just check something, whether they're on or not. Don't always see it. No, not yet. I don't think. I'll just check on Discord. If you want us to make a special video, you can leave some message on Discord or Instagram, or in the comments on a video on YouTube. Just see what that says. No, not yet. Right, okay, I know where we're going to go then. I was hoping to go somewhere else, but I don't think so. We'll see who else is on. Right, rather than have the thank you sign, do you want the BRB music on for a couple of minutes while I find somewhere to raid out? Keep you entertained. Some of you won't have seen the BRB music yet. I think the BRB music sums up the ethos of this channel. So dance along to it. I'll put it on and I'll raid out in the background. You'll know when I'm raiding out to Twitch because you'll see it in the chat appear. I'm going to try to raid us out to... Are they still on? Yeah, I'm going to raid us out to another stream, trying to watch wildlife. They have a bit more luck with it. Relatively new streamer to Twitch, so go and show them some support. Yeah, so while I'm doing that, I'll put the BRB screen on, enjoy the music, have a dance around in the chat, and I'll raid Twitch out. And for YouTube, when we're about to go, I'll put the thanks for watching screen up, so you know that it's just not ended, or it has ended, but at least you're aware that it's ended. So thanks everyone for your time. See you hopefully live next Sunday or next Wednesday. And if not, I'll see you in all the other different places you would normally find me hiding. And let's put on, stop waffling, and let's put on the BRB music while I'm sorting out the raid for you. Take care, everyone.